These are this afternoon's top stories. New rental arrangement to ease government spending. St. Lucia records robust tourism figures for 2015 and new details on deadly Las Vegas Strip crash. Good afternoon and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Tuesday, 22nd December 2015. I'm Carla Barrage. In national news, during the 2016 budget presentation, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris said his administration was dissatisfied with the management of government assets, particularly government-owned businesses. He noted that considerable amount of resources had been expended on rental of office space while government buildings were in a state of disrepair. He then listed buildings that will undergo repair work.
The government, in the recent past, bought a number of buildings, for example, the one at John Gums, the former Clico building located on South Independence Square Street. And we would want to advance in 2016. Those buildings, Mr. Speaker, will be reconfigured and be turned into adequate office space, thereby releasing some of the funds that hitherto had gone into rental of private properties. We, of course, would want to upgrade and expand the government headquarters. And by the end of 2016, we want to realize improvements in the accommodation for all workers of the government. This, of course, should add to increase efficiency and productivity and, of course, cost savings from the rental of office space.
Dr. Harris also disclosed that a new committee had been put in place to coordinate the development of a plan to catalog all government-owned buildings. Unconfirmed reports indicate that there has been a string of robberies and/or attempted robberies in recent weeks. ZIZ News understands that between Saturday night and early Sunday morning, there was a robbery on Petal Street in Wade's Garden, where a woman was robbed of an undisclosed sum of money and an electronic item. Sources close to the investigation says at least one other person was robbed in that area within the past few days. ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation will provide live radio coverage of tonight's Senior Calypso Monarch semi-final contest. The show, which got underway at 8 p.m., had to be called off after the tent that had been covering the stage blew away as a result of extremely high winds. We were able to speak to Carnival Chairman Noah Mills about the incident.
Actually, it's a technical thing because to protect the instruments and the sound, you have to drop sides on it. However, when the wind goes under, it's difficult for the wind to escape, and apparently that is what happened. Even though it was tied down securely by several ends, it still blew off. I would have met with both captains of the bands or leaders in the likes of Wingrove and Socrates, and we've decided that luckily because no one was hurt and it was just a startle, we're going to postpone the show until tomorrow, Tuesday. It will be held up here again and it will commence 7 o'clock. The artists who would have performed already, their scores will still stand. The artist who was in the middle of his or her performance will be allowed to start again, and it's going to be open to the public.
Tonight's show will be held at the same venue, 17 Degrees, on Victoria Road. It will be streamed at www.zizonline.com. On to news on the regional scene. A 3-day break on the Antigua and Barbuda sale tax set off heightened business activity throughout St. John's. Here's more.
With the announcement, shoppers geared up. The tax break was an opportunity for consumers to purchase a bit more than customary and to place their hands on items on their wish list. 10% was taken off the Antigua and Barbuda sales tax, bringing the cost on various products to a level that was more affordable. People quickly filled supermarkets and stores over the duration of the incentive. At the popular Townhouse megastore, Abraham Mansour told ABS News that business was brisk, especially after they announced that they would match the government's discount. Mansour is reporting that shoppers responded well to the offer. Chase Supermarket had to close their doors early, as the amount of shoppers inside would have taken them well beyond their closing hours. Another major supermarket that was kept busy was Bargain Center. Up to late Saturday night, shoppers were seen pouring into its doors to take advantage of the once-a-year offer. Meantime, one shopper told ABS News that she was literally shocked by the savings. She explained that while doing her shopping at the supermarket, goods that would have normally amounted to over $1,000 amounted to little over $400. This is Aisha Caleb reporting for ABS News.
2015 is being billed as a successful year for St. Lucia's tourism industry. The Tourism Ministry, through the Chief Marketing Agency, the St. Lucia Tourist Board, recorded continued growth.
The demand for St. Lucia's tourism product is exemplified in the latest figures from the island's Chief Marketing Agency, the St. Lucia Tourist Board. A confident tourism minister, Lon Theophilus, suggested to the news media that, quote, it would have taken more than natural disasters to keep visitors away in 2015.
Stayover arrivals at this time are in the region of 312,761. That is up to the end of November. And we think that not even a natural disaster could preclude us from superseding the numbers for 2014.
They came in the numbers by water. Ferry and cruise arrivals are both up over 2014, recording 41% and 10% increases respectively. The numbers in the emerging yachting sector, however, declined for 2015. There were just over 6,000 fewer visitors compared to that same period in 2014. The figures, however, according to the tourism minister, resulted in a boost in visitor expenditure on the island.
All indications are that visitor expenditure is up between 9 and 12%. These were the last set of figures that I did get, which means that contrary to what is being said, the numbers have increased and the spend of the visitors have also increased within the island, which is a win-win for the destination.
The Uranora International Airport in Viewfort resembled gridlocked traffic over the weekend thanks to new and additional airlift from St. Lucia's largest market, the United States.
We've had new airlift coming out of Boston into St. Lucia with JetBlue. We've engaged into dialogue with United over the past 3 years. And in the past 2 years in particular, they put on a double weekly service to St. Lucia coming out of New Jersey. And we now see a new flight coming out of Chicago to St. Lucia, which really makes accessible the eastern seaboard of the United States for visitors to St. Lucia. In addition to that, because and based on the performance of the previous agreement with United Airlines flying twice weekly to St. Lucia out of New Jersey, they have extended that service to a third flight. So over the weekend on Saturday in particular, we had about 18 aircraft on the island.
According to the tourism minister, government's multi-million-dollar budget allocation is paying off.
It has been an ongoing fight of the police.
In the past 6 months, a lot has taken place.
The first half of 2015, to recap, there's been trial.
Greetings everyone, I'm GQ from the morning show right here on ZIZ Radio Power 96.1. And right now, I'm invading your homes to tell you about the official cool down fete for Sugar Mass 44. It's scheduled to be on January 3rd of 2016. I'm going to be there, I hope to see you there, and a host of bands, food, music, and a lot of entertainment for you. Remember, it's the official cool down fete for Sugar Mass 44. Revel like never before.
And internationally, new details have emerged on the deadly Las Vegas Strip crash, which left one person dead and several injured. Here's more.
This morning, police saying 24-year-old Lakeisha Holloway is on suicide watch after allegedly plowing through nearly 40 people, killing a mother of 3 on the busy Las Vegas Strip, all while her own 3-year-old daughter was in the car.
It looked like she wasn't even trying to stop the car. She had both of her hands on the wheel and was looking straight forward.
The police report stating Holloway described a stressful period of time where she was trying to rest and sleep inside her vehicle with her daughter, but kept getting run off by security. Overnight, her cousin, Lachey Hardaway, saying Holloway would never do something like this on purpose.
None of it made any sense. Just didn't add up to who she is. She loved her family. She loved her daughter. She loved God. This was just traumatic for everybody.
Once a resident of Portland, Oregon, working for the Forest Service through a program designed to help at-risk youth, Holloway was touted as a case study in resilience, even receiving a Role Model Award in 2012. Speaking about her experience.
I beat the odds and was the first in my immediate family and circle to graduate high school.
Portland OIC putting out this statement. It's hard to believe that Lakeisha did this. She was such a great kid while she was part of our program. Police say Holloway was emotionless when she was arrested Sunday night. Her daughter now in protective custody while police search for her father. Holloway's deadly ride ending in this casino parking lot.
She left the scene and left her toddler within the vehicle and contacted a valet parker and advised that she had ran over some individuals and requested the valet parker to call 911.
The Afghan Taliban has taken control of a district in southern Helmand province a day after a senior local official warned that the entire province is on the brink of falling. In recent months, the Taliban has gained territory in the north, west, and south, stretching the Afghan army's resource.
It's hard to fix your aim on a moving target. These soldiers and police officers are trying to do just that.
We are fighting to remove the Taliban from this area. Therefore, we need support from Afghan army to help us. Right now, the area is controlled by Taliban.
But right now, they're outgunned. Taliban fighters have taken over important buildings in Sangin town centre. Sangin is in Helmand province. The deputy governor posted this message to the Afghan president on Facebook. Your Excellency, Helmand is standing on the brink and there is a serious need for you to come. Since last night, Sangin district centre is almost completely under Taliban control. He also complained that soldiers and police officers aren't well fed and don't have enough ammunition. It's unusual for a message like this to be posted on social media. It could either be a sign of how desperate the situation is or how fed up some local leaders are with central government, or both. And this may be why.
The problem with the government at the moment is that it is concentrating on making peace with the Taliban and not really having a military strategy to chase the Taliban away from the centers of population.
The Afghan Taliban appears to be gaining larger pockets of territory. 2 months ago, its fighters took Kunduz in the north for 2 weeks, crippling the city. The more land they seize, the stronger they'll be in negotiations with the government. In the south, Helmand produces most of the world's opium. Historically, the drug money has funded the Taliban. If it takes Helmand from the government this time, it controls the lucrative global trade. Emeka Omolu, Al Jazeera.
Taking a look at the weather. Temperatures today will peak at 79 degrees Fahrenheit with a moderate breeze blowing from the east-northeast at 15 miles per hour. Today will be partly cloudy with a few cloudy spells and passing showers. Tonight, expect generally partly cloudy skies with passing showers. Seas are rough with waves up to 9 feet. A warning remains in effect for small craft operators and sea bathers. Sunset today will be at 5:42 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:37 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for joining us. I'm Carla Barrage.